On this 50-point inspection, I have Cherry Lucidity. This is an American IPA that's blended with cherries. Comes in at 8% ABV. It is from Greater Good. Greater Good is out of Worcester, Massachusetts. And this can was gifted to me from John and Nellie. Says America's All Imperial Brewing Company. Cherry Lucidity is an American IPA brewed with Citra, Mosaic, Eldorado, some great hops there, and generous amounts of cherries. This crisp brew contains a super juicy hop profile along with a refreshing fruitiness. Get ready to fall in love. It does say to let love rule. This was canned prior to Valentine's Day, so I'm thinking that's what this was kind of brewed for, but I think they also brewed it with some pride. Let's go ahead and give this one a pour and see how this 3-month-old IPA goes through this inspection. Alright, so we have a white kind of, it's going to be a rocky head, but bubbles are fairly small. The color of the beer itself is, well, kind of copper amber-esque, and it's hazy. I think I saw some, because I did rotate this prior to starting the video, and also saw me swirl it on camera there, so it does say that this sediment could be on the bottom. It's unfiltered. And yeah, so there, I did see some chunks kind of plopping in. I think it was just yeast chunks, because there is some like yeasty sediment stuff at the bottom here. But who knows, maybe it's cherries as well. Let's get some aromas. It's a little bit of a candy aroma from afar. That might be coming from the Eldorado. Yeah, like candy, like orange, a little bit of a cherry note. Some other kind of fruit notes in there. I can't really pick out, but I will talk about a little bit of the malt. There's a kind of malt sweetness to this, a little bit bready. Almost brown sugar like. Yeah, it's a tough one to really pick out much aroma as far as saying exactly what kind of fruits that these hops are kind of reminding me of, but it's got like a candied orange for the most part. It is sweet. You get the cherry note in there. A little bit of cherry tartness, and there's some other kind of tropical aromas. We'll go with that. So, anyways, cheers. Yeah, there's a bit of like a strawberry type flavor in there. There is a cherry. This does have a tartness. There's a little bit of something that's kind of leaning towards metallic. It does have a bitterness, but it also has this kind of like tartness to it too. It's almost like a sour IPA. All right, so we got a medium to, yeah, let's just go with a medium to full body feel to it. Medium carbonation. Slight bit of malt presence in there, a little bit bready. Kind of a little bit on the sweet side. And then some strawberry type flavor. Cherry, tart, slightly metallic going into the bittering finish. If that isn't a metaphor of love, I don't know what is. Kind of sweet in the beginning and then just tart until the bitter finish. Fuck. John. What the hell? Yeah. I'm going to continue to drink on this, and I'm going to give it a score. Okay, so I am going to be generous with this beer, but because this could have been my fault. I mean, without all this floating crap in there, it's definitely yeast chunks, I would say. The beer wouldn't have looked half bad. So I'll still give it the 6 out of 6 for the appearance. As far as the aromas, fairly decent aromas. I kind of liked what I was getting out of it. I thought it was going to be sweeter, for sure, because it does have a sweet aromatic smell. You can pick up a little bit of that kind of like the cherry that's going to be tart going on. Even though it's hard to kind of say exactly what I was smelling out of this, besides a few notes, it still smelled pretty decent, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The aromatics, oh man, the flavors in this though, oh yeah, I'm not a big like sour IPA person. I really haven't had, maybe I've had one that's I thought was decent, and that's kind of what this kind of reminds me of, the sour IPAs, and then the metallic note, and not a whole lot else going on. The malt's kind of present up front with a little bit of sweetness, but it's just, I don't know. The after flavor is horrible. It's just horrible. I wouldn't say it's the best balanced beer either. So I'm at a 10 out of 19 for the flavors on this. The body, it was fine. It's a pretty hefty medium body. Oh, I should say the alcohol at 8%. I'd say the alcohol is not noticeable. Yeah, body 5 out of 5. My overall in this one, yeah, no, never again, ever again. It's not going to be a drain pour. I mean, it's not like it's infected. It's so nasty you can't drink it. But there's a lot of other things I'd much rather be drinking than this. I'm at a 4 out of 10 for my overall. Yeah, so it's going to leave Cherry Lucidity, American IPA blended with cherries from Greater Good, with a BuMpY 33 out of 50, which is going to put this as drinkable. So I want to appreciate John and Nelly. Do you try these beers before you gift them to me? I want to appreciate John and Nelly for gifting me this beer, and yeah, cheers. Thank you all for watching.